Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Tanya, where I do art creations in my little corner studio here. And what I have for you today is this Whimsical Santa done in watercolor just in time for Christmas. The colors that I use today, there are only three. They are Paynes Gray, Pyrrole Red Light, and Alizarin Crimson. And then I use some pens. I got a gold pen, a white pen, and then I have my pencil and various sizes of brushes and some salt. And that's about it, except for my paper, of course. In here I have a journal that I made. It's approximately about 4 by 4 with arches, 100% cotton watercolor paper. So here I'm going to show you how I start just with basically a simple sketch of the Santa. Now, as you can see, I did not draw in his beard. So I was thinking, because I wanted the beard to basically be the same color as the background, which is with the Paynes Gray. And my original idea was to put some salt over his beard, which you will see, which I did. But the end product, his beard, did not turn out how I had envisioned it in my mind. But I did fix it with some, white gel pen. It still turned out cute. So as you can see, it's a pretty easy sketch, pretty basic. So I started with the beard, and I'm gonna do wet on wet with the beard. So I'm just putting a good amount of water there where the beard is going to be. I'm going to be dropping in some Paynes Gray. So here I am dropping in some Paynes Gray. Mixture's pretty much a kind of a watery consistency of Paynes Gray. And after I drop in the paint, I will be adding some salt. And then I was hoping that, it would create blooms. But what happened was I think I had too much water. There I am dropping in the salt. But I think what happened is there was too much water when I added the salt, and it kind of just created, it didn't do the blooms that it usually does, or the salt effects, I should say. Not what I was expecting, as you will see. But if you do this tutorial, hopefully yours will turn out better than mine as far as the salt effects. Okay, so the next thing is the background, which I'm doing wet on wet. So I'm just adding water to the background, and I will be adding Paynes Gray to the background. So here I am coming in with my Paynes gray for the background. I start with light, a light mixture of the Paynes gray. Then I will be adding more as it goes, making a little bit darker to create kind of a darker color of where the Mr. Santa's boots are, and around the edge I like a darker color around the edge of the painting. And here I'm trying to be careful as I'm doing this when I get close to the beard, not to go into the beard area there. I do leave a kind of little bit of a white edge around the beard. And what I am doing here is I'm just taking up my brush and dropping in just a little bit of water, clean water, there for his pom-pom on his hat. And then I take my salt and I'm sprinkling some salt on the bottom there. Okay, so it's all dry, and I'm coming in with the Pyrrole red light to start on the hat. And as you can see, the beard I didn't get any salt effects on the beard, but I did, as you can see there on the bottom. And I was hoping I'd get those effects with the beard, but like I said earlier, there was too much water, so it's my bad. It was my fault. I should have waited a little bit longer, let it dry just a tad before adding the salt. Okay, so now I did the nose, and I'm continuing with the Pyrrole red light to do the body. So I'm dropping in a little bit of the Alizarin crimson, just because it's a little darker than the Pyrrole light, and then just to give it a little bit of depth. Then I'm taking just a little bit of the Paynes gray and adding a shadow to the trim there. And it's almost like a dry brushing. My brush is pretty dry. I'm just picking up a little bit of that paint that's on the palette and just kind of rubbing it in there to give a nice shadow on the trim. And then I got to do his little stockings with the red. And then I, a very, very light, watery, watered down Alizarin crimson in the Pyrrole red light, kind of that was on my palette, just super, super watery. Added that to the face, then a little bit more of a thicker mixture of the Alizarin crimson for the rosy cheeks. And I dropped that in there. Now I'm doing the boots with a thick mixture of the Paynes gray. Same with the belt. That's a thick mixture of the Paynes gray. So, gotta wait for it to dry, of course. And I'm taking my white gel pen, adding some little details, some striped socks, and adding little fuzzy look to the trim, just with little strokes of my gel pen, and for the pom-pom also. Little dot on the nose. So since my salt effect did not work out on the beard, thought I'd just draw in some cute little swirls with my white gel pen on the beard. Okay, well, now it's time for some gold. Got the gold gel pen. It's got to have this gold belt buckle. If you have gold paint, that would work too, of course. Which I do have gold paint, but I thought I'd just grab my pen and add his little embellishments to his boots. Then I decided to go ahead and add some gold to the night sky. And I am almost done here. I think that's about it. After these little dots, I do come in actually for a little bit of shading with my fine-tipped brush with some Paynes gray, just to add a little bit of dimension. But I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for watching my videos. I really appreciate the time that you are taking to do that. And If you haven't subscribed, please do. I really appreciate if you do, and means a lot to me when whoever watches my videos and subscribes. I really appreciate it a lot, and I want to thank you and hope everybody has a safe day, and I'll see you soon with my next Christmas video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.